Chapter 17 is another appendix. Your lifestyle is what you do outwardly. That's the effect, but there's a reason for that. There's a cause for that. Chapter 17 is on likeness. It is your likeness that expresses as a lifestyle. It is your personality that expresses as your profession. And this is made very clear in verse 2, not one of our critical verses, but there is a powerful line in here. It is line 2. Shraddha mayoyam purushaha yo yat shraddha sa eva saha. How a person is filled with faith, yaha shraddha eva saha. It is this faith that makes one. Those with little faith, they are little. Those with lots of faith, they are lots. They feel this bigness. After this verse, Shri Krishna goes into systematic frameworks on what your likeness is in terms of association. The word used is ahara. What your likeness is in terms of dedication. The word is yajna. What your likeness is in terms of renunciation. The word is tapa. As your faith, so you express in association, in dedication, in renunciation. The verse we are taking up relates to our likeness with renunciation, our faith in caring. How many of you were part of the spiritual parenting retreat that was hosted by Chinmaya Mission Orange? It was on the vision of caring, by show of hands. Some of you. I had taken up the verse I'm about to speak on in that retreat. How many of you were part of the workshop on caring for caring, which we just completed in London? Same verse. Verse 14 is on how to care at an action level. Verse 15, that is our first critical verse. This is on how to care at a verbal level with your words. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchate. Joy. I'm going to the fourth quarter, uchate. We studied this word yesterday, chapter 2, verse 55. This is a description. A description of what? Tapa. Burning your comfort zone. This is a description of changing because you care. At what level? Vak mayam, which becomes van mayam, at the level of being filled with words, with talking. 5 disciplines are shared. 5 ways to engage in renunciation. I'm now in the first quarter. Anudvega vakyam. One's words don't annoy. Don't annoy. Lots to comment on this. One insight on this is, if you yourself are not annoyed, the chances are you won't use words that annoy. If I'm a cranky person, I'm going to use words that make other people cranky. If I'm a cheerful person, I will use words that make other people cheerful. So you should study how people respond to you. If you find people are cranky around you, maybe it's because of you. I'm going to state all of these more philosophically, and then I'll give you a way to remember these easily. The second discipline, satya. That is to speak only the truth. If you don't know, you say you don't know. It's not that if you don't know, you make something up. That's how gossip presents itself and grows. Number 3, priya. Whatever comes out of your mouth is sweet, is beautiful. Talking positively, supportively. Number 4, hita. In the last chapter I had shared, those who invest in what they have instead of what they are jagat ahita. They are enemies to the world. They are useless to the world. Hita means all that you speak is useful. Useful. I completed Chinmay Mission's Vedanta course in 2007, a long time ago, and I've seen lots of students complete different Vedanta courses, and for whatever reason, perhaps did not have the courage to make what they've learned, sharing that their lifestyle. They didn't have that courage. And I've seen them slowly go from being students of Vedanta to being worldly people, but justifying that because they went to the Vedanta course. And I've encouraged them. I've tried to create so many opportunities for them to teach, because if you have to teach Bhagavad Gita, think about the words that will come out of your mouth. If you have to teach Ramayana, think about the words that have to come out of your mouth. You're creating an entire culture to only use such words. For all of us, be part of study groups. Our Tuesday night class starting in September will be a study group on study groups. That's part of our enhanced seva training. Finally, swadhyaya, that is the 5th tapa or discipline. When one speaks, one is speaking in a reflective way. It is not even about the other person. You're speaking to get to know yourself more. Do you think people who speak along these lines are more visionary? How many of you agree? How many of you feel they're more caring? Bhagavad Gita is the best. Highly theoretical, highly practical. This verse of this appendix is very practical. And so now I share with you a framework to make this easily rememberable and so easily practicable. Anudvegakaram, speak understandingly. Satya, speak undilutedly. Priya, speak urbanely. Urbane means where there's more comfort. Hita, speak usefully. And number 5, swadhyaya, speak uniformly. Think before you speak, and if you speak, whatever you say, mean it. In Bhagavad Gita's chapter 16, verse 23, Shri Krishna shares the one without faith in a map. That means they don't have faith in self-development. Na siddhim, na sukham. Neither will they be successful, nor will they be peaceful. This catches Prince Arjuna's attention because in chapter 17, the first verse begins with, elaborate on what will happen to me if I don't have faith in a map, if I don't engage in self-development. Shri Krishna shares the general teaching, Yaha Shraddha Eva Saha. As one's faith, so is one. I believe I gave you a tier of those with little faith, those with less faith, those with lots of faith. Based on your faith, you are that way. Think of someone who has faith in themselves when they make announcements in a retreat versus someone who doesn't have faith in themselves. There's a different power that is radiated. The word faith, you're going to define as Shraddha, but if you personalize this, it is to hold on. What you have faith in, you hold on to. What you don't have faith in, you don't hold on to. The children that are here, if they're looking for support, they're going to their parents and are holding on to them, correct? Suppose there's an aunt or an uncle or a grandparent, they don't hold on as tightly. Fair? But now the holding on should then evolve to follow through. You know you have faith in whatever if you follow through with it. If I'm not following through with yoga, intention, etc., it's unfair for me to say I have faith in Bhagavad Gita. I can say it, everyone else will hear it, but Shri Krishna knows. You know if you followed through or not. And that's why right in the beginning, 3 years ago, I'd shared that dharma is your responsibility. No complaining, no blaming, no annotating. You hold on and you follow through. The directions that Shri Krishna identifies in this chapter, hold on and follow through with association. Hold on and follow through with dedication. Hold on and follow through with renunciation. Ahara, yajna, tapa. Zooming into tapa or renunciation at a vak level with our words, sharing more generally than specifically. If you care, then you will change. If there's yajna, there will be tapa. What is yajna in terms of our relationships? Care. What is tapa in terms of our relationships? Change. Taking this to a very high level, if there's the absolute, you will renounce the relative. Those who are attached to the relative, it is because all you know is the relative, you feel the relative is absolute. But those who are training, those who are evolving and letting go of their attachment, it's because the absolute is becoming more apparent to you. This is a cause-effect relationship. In terms of the specifics on how we can change, speak understandingly, speak undilutedly, speak urbanely, speak usefully, and speak uniformly. Zooming into this, the more you know yourself, the more you will know whom you're speaking to, how to speak to them. But please don't limit it to just speaking. This is not a public speaking seminar. The more you know yourself, the more you can care for others. The more you know yourself, the more you can detach from the relative. This is chapter 17. Shri Krishna is in his end message. You think he wants us to just be better public speakers? The practicality is significant, and that's why in this verse, Shri Krishna uses the word abhyasa. Not to be theorized, but rather practiced.